Peter here, welcome to the video. Today I'm just outside Lille Europe Station in Lille. What we're going to be doing tonight is getting the overnight Bla Bla bus service from Lille to London. Bla Bla bus service, originally called Bla Bla Car Bus service. They were called this because they're basically like a carpooling company. You can go on the Bla Bla Car Bus website and arrange a list of them and pay them. They formed in 2012. Now they've gone into the coach service. Their main hubs are in Lyon, Paris, and Lille. Now the route we'll be taking tonight will be an odd one. Lille is located in far northeastern France, just over the border from Belgium. It's about 70 miles away from Calais. So you'd think we'd go from Lille to Calais, but that's not the case. We'll be going from Lille to Paris. We'll then be staying at Bercy bus station for about an hour and a half. Then from Bercy, we'll be going up to Calais. We'll be taking the ferry over from Calais to Dover, then up to London. The journey should take about 13 hours. And it's important that this coach service tonight isn't delayed. Because at 7:45 I've got to get my train from London Euston to Manchester. Now getting a UK-bound Bla Bla coach service is actually quite hard to come by. In Lille, it's surprisingly even harder. This journey is going to cost us about €40, which is pretty good value for money. There are other coach services offering direct routes from Lille to London tonight. They were Sinbad, a Polish company, and they're about €8 more expensive. Flixbus were also offering direct routes, but they were over twice the price. These services are so hard to come by, they only offer them a couple of days a week. We've got a very long journey tonight, so I'm going to need to get some food and a beer. Come along with me. That's very nice. The coach that I'm getting is on this road, so let's walk down this road and try and find the stop. Right, I'm just going to quickly show you what I got from Carrefour. Carrefour is like the main big supermarket in France. It's basically like the British equivalent of Tesco. So I got that beer that I think I've made a clip of anyway, the Atlas beer. I've got the Pils version, because the other version of Atlas beer, the original, is like 7.5%, so I thought it was going to be too strong. Don't know anything about this brand, what it's about, so we're going to have to dive in with this one. And then got myself bottle of water, Evian, standard. And then I got a Bon Appetit classic jambon Emmental sandwich. Their selection of sandwiches weren't great now, actually. That's why I got this one. I wanted to get a more interesting one, but there weren't many. I might buy something in Paris when we get to Paris. I'm not sure yet. Well, the journey hasn't even started yet and something's already gone wrong. The Bla Bla bus showed up and the driver got out and he was waving his hand around going like, "C'est fini, c'est fini," which basically means it's finished. So I asked the passenger if they spoke English, and they did, thankfully. And they said that he's basically said that that coach that just came in now has his line's finished or something, or it can't go. So they're waiting for another Bla Bla replacement to come in, and that's going to be an hour. So yeah, we're already delayed by an hour.
صحيح، هو بدأ 29 أروح للمكان بس إن شاء الله.
Welcome to Paris. I'm now at Bercy bus station. Remember when I told you that our bus had been cancelled and it wasn't going to come for another hour in Lille? Well, it came 10 minutes later, and it had it on the front of it, Amsterdam. So I assumed that it was going to Amsterdam, but I thought I'd just be careful and ask the bus driver, and he said it was going to Paris. I was then sat next to an American-Algerian man on the coach, and he said that their bus was stopping in Lille from Amsterdam. And I think what happened was Bla Bla Bus didn't have a replacement bus, so they just diverted the one coming from Amsterdam because that coach was rammed. Nearly every seat was taken. So yeah, we've come into Paris now about 40 minutes late, but thankfully we had an hour and a half changeover time, so we'll be fine. I can't get over how rubbish Bercy bus station is. It's a huge station though. I'm going to count how many bays it's got, but I think it's got up to 70 bays. It must be one of the biggest bus stations in Europe. Anyway, like I told you, I promised you I was going to do a beer review. So I'm going to review this Atlas beer. So let's see what it's like. Right, let's just do a taste test of this. That's not the best. Tastes like cheap lager, to be honest. Tastes like Foster's. This is Atlas beer. I think it's actually Belgian. I don't think it's even French. You can't get this in the UK. Yeah, it says Belgian beer style. I'm going to give this a low 5 out of 10. It's drinkable, so I'm not going to give it below 5. It's not the best. This beer kind of represents Bercy bus station. I'm now on the ferry from Calais to Dover. Our bus was delayed by about 20 minutes in leaving the station, but we still got to the ferry with plenty of time. Now, there were a couple of issues with the Bla Bla bus I've noticed. One of them is that there's no Wi-Fi on there. There's not even an option for Wi-Fi on the bus when you go looking for it on your phone. Another issue is the seating system. So when you book your seat, they give you an option to book your seats on the Bla Bla website, and when you book your seat, you can't tell if anyone else has booked a seat nearby you. So I booked 3A on the bus, and 3B was booked as well. So what I had to do was I had to basically move to a different seat and hope that no one had booked that one. Thankfully, no one had done, but it was looking risky because the bus was very busy. Another issue is there's no meal ticket. You don't get a free meal ticket for the ferry like you do a Flixbus. If you see my Flixbus video, I got a free meal ticket. Thankfully, I brought some sandwiches with me, so it's all good.
one interesting thing that's happened on the journey from Paris is a man asked if he could sit next to me halfway through the journey. He said that the guy next to him was snoring so loudly, and he was kept on knocking into him whilst he was asleep. He asked if he could sit next to me. I said that was fine. He's a Costa Rican guy. He seems nice, but then he's been asleep and he's been snoring really loudly next to me. Another funny thing was after we went through immigration in the ferry terminal, when we came back onto the coach driver was smoking inside the coach. And if you see the sign on the coach, it says that you're not allowed to smoke within the vehicle. Now I've got to think about whether do I try and sleep on this ferry for a bit, at least try and get some sleep, because I don't think I'm going to get any sleep on the coach from Dover to London with that guy next to me. Another thing I need to be aware of is time. Hopefully we don't get stuck in traffic when we're coming into London, because yeah, I've got about a 40-minute window from when I get into London for me to then catch my train from London Euston.
I'm now just outside London Victoria Coach Station. We've turned up 35 minutes late. Thankfully, despite missing my train, I bought a flexible ticket, which I should be fine getting back to Manchester. To be honest with you, I cannot work out how we've turned up to the station so late. We got stuck in a bit of traffic coming into London, but it wasn't horrific or anything. I imagine our ferry was delayed or something like that. When you're on these very long distance coach journeys, time just becomes irrelevant to you and you lose track of it so easily. So would I recommend getting a Bla Bla bus? Yes and no. I would not recommend you getting a UK bound one. The reason why is because the coach journeys will always be extremely busy because they're so infrequent. I personally don't enjoy getting really busy coaches. Also, the coach was very hot. You didn't get the meal tickets on the ferry, and there was no internet access. Also, the seating layout was very poor as well. However, the driver was very good. The legroom was decent, and charging points were available. Right, that's enough of me blah blahing on anyway. Right, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.